Manchester City made light work of Fulham in a comprehensive 3-0 victory at the Etihad Stadium, with all 3 goals coming in the first half. The game was a testament to the attacking brilliance of Pep Guardiola's side, as they overwhelmed Fulham with their pace, precision and clinical finishing. From the first whistle, City showed their intent and stamped their authority on the match. The goals scored by Erling Haaland, 2, and Ryan Cherki, 1, sealed the 3 points and ensured another step towards the Premier League title. First half, a display of City's dominance. From the very beginning, Manchester City dominated possession, controlling the tempo of the match with their trademark style of quick passing and high pressing. Fulham, on the other hand, struggled to get a foothold in the game as City pinned them back into their own half. First goal, 14th minute. The breakthrough came in the 14th minute. Bernardo Silva, a key player in City's midfield, delivered a brilliant pass that split Fulham's defence wide open. The ball found Ryan Cherki on the left wing, who had made an excellent run between the defenders. Cherki's quick feet allowed him to bypass Fulham's left back with ease before curling a precise cross into the box. There, Erling Haaland was waiting, positioning himself perfectly to meet the ball. The Norwegian striker rose above the Fulham defenders and powered a header past the goalkeeper, giving City the early lead. It was a deserved opener for Manchester City, who had controlled the ball for most of the opening exchanges. The tempo was high and the movement from City's attacking players, including Phil Foden and Cherki, was causing problems for Fulham's backline. Second goal, 38th minute. With City already in the driving seat, the second goal came just before half-time. Antoine Semenyo, who had been pressing Fulham's defenders relentlessly, forced an error from the Cottagers' centre-backs. The ball was misplayed under pressure, and Semenyo was quick to capitalise. He pounced on the loose ball, showing composure to lay it off to Ryan Cherki. The French winger, who had been involved in the build-up to the first goal, was calm under pressure as he slotted the ball past the Fulham goalkeeper, making it 2-0. The goal was another well-worked move from City as they continued to exploit Fulham's defensive mistakes. It was also a reminder of City's attacking strength and depth. Despite being without some of their regular stars, the team remained incredibly potent going forward. Third goal, 45 plus first minute. Just as Fulham were preparing to go into the half-time break, City struck again. In the final minute of added time in the first half, Phil Foden played a crucial role in the third goal. Foden, who had been drifting in and out of spaces between Fulham's defensive lines, picked up the ball in midfield. His vision and passing range were on full display as he floated a perfectly weighted through ball to Erling Haaland. The striker, in his usual clinical fashion, controlled the ball and calmly slotted it past the goalkeeper to complete his brace. The goal came at the perfect time for City, giving them a 3-0 lead and effectively putting the game beyond doubt before the break. The second half, control and confidence. With a 3-0 lead at half-time, the second half was largely a matter of maintaining possession and managing the game. City, as expected, didn't take their foot off the pedal and continued to press Fulham high up the pitch. However, with the scoreline comfortable, Pep Guardiola's side was more than happy to keep the ball and dictate the tempo. Fulham, meanwhile, had few chances to get back into the game. They made some efforts to push forward, but their attacks were easily repelled by the disciplined City defence. Mark Guehi and Abdulkadir Kusanov were particularly impressive, ensuring that Fulham's forwards had no space to operate in. Guehi's commanding presence at the back was evident as he made several timely interceptions and clearances. Kusanov, playing alongside him, was equally solid, and together they formed a rock-solid partnership in defence. Donnarumma's quiet performance. Gianluigi Donnarumma in goal for City was largely untested throughout the match. However, he remained alert when called upon. One notable moment came early in the second half when Fulham attempted a long-range shot that was deflected. Donnarumma was quick to react, diving to his left to make a solid save. Though Fulham didn't test him much, Donnarumma's focus and readiness were crucial in maintaining City's clean sheet. Creative midfield play. City's midfield was the engine room of their performance. Bernardo Silva continued to dictate the play, working in tandem with Savinho, who was full of energy and creativity. Silva's vision and passing range allowed City to stretch Fulham's defence and create chances. Savinho, playing in a more central role, was a dynamic presence, showing his skill and flair. His intelligence in linking up play with the forwards was key to City's control of the game. Erling Haaland's brace in the first half was a perfect example of his predatory instincts and clinical finishing. The Norwegian striker was in the right place at the right time for both of his goals. His first goal, a header, was typical of his aerial ability, while his second showed his calmness in front of goal. Haaland's ability to find space in the box and finish with precision remains one of the most dangerous aspects of City's attack. The final whistle, a routine victory. As the final whistle blew, Manchester City had secured a straightforward 3-0 victory. The win was not just about the scoreline, but the manner in which City played, fast, fluid, and in complete control. The first half display was particularly impressive as they took the game to Fulham and never allowed their opponents to get into the match. As Manchester City comfortably dispatched Fulham 3-0 at home, there were numerous aspects of their performance that stood out, from individual brilliance to team cohesion. Below is a more detailed analysis of the tactical elements, the key moments of the game, and the standout performers that ensured City maintained their high standards in a dominant display. Tactical overview. Guardiola's controlled approach. Pep Guardiola's tactical setup for the game was one of precision and control. The manager instructed his team to press high from the start, not allowing Fulham any time to settle into the game or play out from the back. The pressing game was evident from the very first minute, with City's forwards and midfielders constantly closing down the Fulham players in possession. This high press led to the early turnover that allowed City to dominate the game right from the start. One of the most notable tactical decisions was the fluidity in midfield. City's 4-3-3 formation allowed for a dynamic shift in attacking play, with Savinho and Ryan Cherki switching wings and coming into central areas to overload Fulham's defence. This forced Fulham's backline to be stretched and disrupted their defensive rhythm, allowing City to exploit gaps. In addition to the high pressing, City also controlled the midfield battle, with Bernardo Silva and Savinho being central to City's dominance. Silva's ability to drop deep and link up play allowed for the smooth transition from defence to attack. Savinho, on the other hand, displayed his flair and dribbling ability, constantly taking on defenders and creating space for the likes of Haaland and Foden to operate. Fulham's struggles, defensive issues and lack of attack. Fulham arrived at the Etihad with hopes of containing City's attacking threat, but their defensive structure was quickly undone by City's relentless attacking play. Fulham's backline, despite having some experience, was exposed multiple times in the first half. One of Fulham's biggest issues was their inability to deal with City's movement off the ball. The likes of Haaland, Foden and Cherki made runs that constantly pulled Fulham's defenders out of position. This created space for City to exploit, and the attacking players were able to take advantage of it. Fulham's defensive setup also lacked the necessary cohesion. In the build-up to City's first goal, a poor clearance by the Fulham defence allowed Bernardo Silva to find Cherki, who provided an excellent assist for Haaland's header. The second goal was a result of a mix-up between Fulham's defenders, with Semenyo's pressing forcing an error that Cherki pounced on, scoring the goal. Going forward, Fulham's attacking play was almost non-existent. They struggled to find any rhythm in their offensive play, mainly due to City's pressing, but also due to the lack of quality from Fulham's forwards. Despite having some possession in the second half, Fulham could not break through City's defence, with Guehi and Kusanov blocking every attempt. Notable performances. City's key players shine. Erling Haaland. The star of the show, Haaland continued to show why he is one of the top strikers in the world. His 2 goals in the first half were the result of perfect positioning, timing and clinical finishing. The Norwegian was a constant threat to Fulham's defence, with his aerial ability and composure in front of goal being the standout attributes. Haaland's first goal, a header from Cherki's cross, demonstrated his ability to get into the right places at the right time. His second goal was a typical Haaland finish, coolly converting Foden's through ball to make it 3-0. With this brace, Haaland remains a key figure in City's title challenge. Ryan Cherki's performance was another highlight of the game.